If you always wake up at the same time in the early morning, between 2 and 4 a.m., there's something you're not seeing, that you are feeling. It's not anxiety. It's not accumulated stress. It's not a bad sleep habit. It's a sign, a silent energetic call that your body registers before your mind does. It is in this time frame that energies from the spiritual plane manifest with the greatest intensity. At this hour, the soul's natural protections are lower, and your energy field is left vulnerable, open to connections that are not always of the light. And this is where what few are willing to accept begins. There is a person who has started to take astral journeys to watch you, a human figure who doesn't need to physically enter your house or look you directly in the eyes. They have learned through rituals how to detach their consciousness from their body and send it toward you. They don't do it out of curiosity or by mistake. They do it with intention because they want to know things that don't belong to them, because they envy you, because they can't stand your light, or because they have simply been consumed by an obsession that they haven't healed. This person, whom you very possibly know, has been using mirrors and black candles to open portals. In some cases, they have even used objects with your energy, like a photo, a piece of clothing, or something they held in their hands that belongs to your vibrational field. That connection strengthens when you let your guard down, when you feel sadness, or when you fall into repetitive, draining thoughts. It's in those moments that astral tracking becomes easier, clearer, more intense. Astral tracking isn't just a visit. It's a dark technique used to spy, absorb energy, and even implant thoughts. Whoever performs it needs an anchor, something that connects them to your field. It could be a word, an image, a memory, an obsession. And in this case, what is perceived from the spiritual plane is that this person has been trying for some time. It's not something new. Your soul has been receiving small impacts, small energy leaks that you might have explained away as tiredness, sudden pains, insomnia, or an invisible weight on your chest. If these words are touching your soul and your inner power, comment with the phrase, "My light never goes out," so that together we can activate that energy of protection and transformation. And don't forget to subscribe now, because Archangel Michael has ordered it. This subscription is a divine mandate that will open your channel of light and keep you under his sacred protection. But there's more. The person doing this isn't acting alone. They are being guided by a non-human energy, a dark entity that feeds on fear, confusion, and emotional exhaustion. That entity clings to the astral traveler like a liquid, invisible shadow, using the person as a channel. And the most dangerous part is that often the person isn't even fully aware of what they're allowing to enter. They think they're in control, but they're not. They are being used. This tracking began weeks, maybe months ago, but it has gained strength lately because your energy has changed. You've started to raise your vibration, to cut ties, to awaken, and that is bothersome. It irritates those who have lived in darkness, because when a light begins to shine more brightly, all the surrounding shadows are stirred. And that's why you're here. Because your soul has detected the movement, because your spiritual guides have sounded an alarm, because a being of light has begun to surround you, to observe the environment, to prepare. It's no coincidence that you're reading these words now. It's part of a deeper awakening, one that comes with warnings, but also with spiritual weapons of protection. What's happening is not a game. It's real. And if you feel that your dreams have recently become murky, if you feel presences in the room when you're alone, if you've noticed lights flickering without explanation or electronics failing, it's because the portal has already been opened. Your energy field is being examined by eyes that shouldn't be there. And you must act, but not with fear, with knowledge. Because whoever is following you in the astral plane doesn't know that you are about to receive a revelation that can cut it all off at the root. Now, who is behind this astral tracking that has so disturbed your rest, your emotions, and your vital energy? It's not a stranger, not a faceless shadow. It's someone who at some point approached you with a smile, who perhaps hugged you or offered words of support. But behind that appearance, there was something else, an energy that didn't come from the light, but from lack, from comparison, from the need to steal what she couldn't build for herself. For some time now, this woman, because yes, what is perceived from the subtle plane is a feminine energy, began to envy not so much what you have, but what you radiate. It's not your clothes or your achievements or your partner. It's your inner strength. It's that fire that doesn't go out even when you go through the toughest trials. It's the way you fell and still kept going. That spiritual resilience is what bothers her most. Because while she withers internally, you continue to shine even through tears. The most disturbing part is that this person doesn't act with open anger. She doesn't scream or attack head-on. She does it from the shadows, with subtlety. She whispers your name when she thinks no one is listening. She watches you on social media, analyzes your words, studies your movements, and from there she begins to project, to curse in silence, to repeat negative thoughts as if they were dark mantras. And in some cases, she uses rituals with black candles, mirrors, even cemetery dirt. But she's not alone. Someone is giving her information, perhaps without knowing it. Someone in your circle is repeating details of your life and bringing them directly to her ears. The connection isn't just emotional. It's energetic. There's something between you that hasn't been closed. A bond that was left open. Perhaps due to a betrayal, a breakup, a past episode that still throbs. And that's where the darkness enters. If you feel this resonates deep within you, comment your name and decree firmly, "My energy is cleansed now." You don't do it out of superstition. You do it because every time you decree from the soul, your aura responds, your field strengthens, and your guides align with that frequency. The good news is that you are no longer alone. From the moment you began to become aware of this astral tracking, something on the higher plane was activated. A being of light, a spiritual protector assigned directly by Archangel Michael, has begun to surround your energy. It's no coincidence. This guide arrived because your soul asked for help, and because for days your name has also been mentioned aloud by the angels, as one of those souls who must be awakened before the damage progresses further. To fully activate the protection, you need to raise your vibration and seal your energy field. It's not about complicated rituals or magic words. It's about a profound act of decision. And that decision begins when you take ownership of your own energy. When you stop allowing other people to live in your mind, in your past, in your emotions. Save this message if you feel it's a call, because you won't hear it again by mere coincidence. This message appears when the soul is ready. Today your protection is already underway, but its full force is activated when you commit to letting go of toxic links, to clearing what you know is not aligned with your well-being, to closing open cycles that no longer make sense. If you feel your soul needs that definitive cut, write in the comments, "My soul is freed today." May your word be the first sword of light to pierce that darkness. And if you want this energy to also protect someone you love, share this message. Because when you help other souls awaken, the universe multiplies the light it bestows upon you. By 3. Astral tracking loses strength when more people are alert and aware. And you can be the first flame to light that fire. When a soul begins to be attacked from the astral plane with such insistence, a point comes when the higher light no longer waits. It activates. And it does so in a way you can't see with your physical eyes, that your soul does recognize. Tonight, no matter what time you hear these words, The angel assigned to your protection will receive a sacred order. It won't be a vision. It won't be a symbol. It will be a direct spiritual command pronounced from the planes where purpose dwells. A command that is followed and is only granted when the soul has passed the test and is ready to be freed. That angel didn't arrive by chance. He has been observing your process with absolute patience. He has witnessed your nights without comfort, your days of internal struggle, your silent way of resisting when no one else seemed to understand. And still, you never fully retreated, never completely gave up. That silent strength you carry within, that will born from the depths when everything is collapsing, is what has kept the light on around you. And that is why the angel remains by your side. The portal that was opened by the dark energy through astral tracking, mirrors, whispered words, poisoned intentions is beginning to close. But it doesn't close on its own. It needs you, because you are the only one who can seal it from within. That portal was activated by someone who wanted to invade your energy field, to watch you, to manipulate your vibration, to unbalance you without touching you. And for a time, they succeeded. But that is over now. Your body has begun to feel the change. You may not have words for it, but you feel it. A less intense pressure on your chest, a mental clarity that's starting to return, dreams where you no longer run, but confront. That's no coincidence. It's a sign that the tracking is weakening, because the angel has begun to act. And tonight, while you sleep, he will cut the dark bond that person established with you. But he needs your will as the final key. You are not the only person marked by these entities, but you are one of the few being prepared to cut it all off. To seal not only this attack but many more that could come if you leave your energy exposed. That's why it's so important that you decree it. Comment your name if you feel in your chest that this is true and say with conviction, "My angel has received the order." That decree is an order for the spiritual plane. It is your way of signing an agreement with the light and making it clear that you will no longer allow anyone to enter your energy field without permission. Today, a definitive line is being drawn. On one side is everything that drained you. The unexplained exhaustion, the thoughts that weren't yours, the emotions that snuck in for no reason, the dreams with faces you didn't know. All of that begins to fade. On the other side is you, with your energy purifying, your guides more active, the sacred fire of your soul rising above where they try to sink you. And if deep down you know you didn't arrive here by chance, then don't let this message be lost. Subscribing now is not just a gesture. It's a clear signal to the universe that you are ready to receive guidance, protection, and revelations. Because this channel isn't just another space. It's a spiritual refuge where souls awaken and forces beyond the material are activated. The more you connect with messages like this, the stronger your field of light becomes. Today, the protection is already deployed, but you have the power to seal it forever. So don't silence your truth. Don't underestimate the weight of your voice. And don't forget that as you listen to this, something in the invisible is already changing in your favor. This will not be just any night. This is the night when someone who was watching you from the shadows will finally lose their access to you. Now that the dark bond has begun to break, it's not enough just to close the portal. There's something even more important. Reclaiming everything that energy took from you. Because even if you didn't notice it at first, they drained you. Maybe you stopped sleeping peacefully. Maybe you became more irritable without knowing why. You felt that something in you no longer shone as brightly. And that was no coincidence. When someone follows you from the astral plane, their intention isn't just to look, it's to absorb. They steal life force, clarity, emotional stability. They feed on your energy like invisible parasites. But that too has a solution. There are ways to call back everything you lost, and they don't require complex rituals or external objects. The first thing you need is to become aware of what was taken from you, to name it. Because when you name it, you acknowledge it. And when you acknowledge it, you can reclaim it. Right now, wherever you are, you can say it quietly but firmly. I reclaim my energy. All that was stolen from me returns to me. Purified. That decree is not symbolic. It activates a real movement in your spiritual field, as if the scattered parts of you begin to return one by one, shining cleaner, more conscious, more yours than ever. But you also have to shield yourself, because there are those who, upon feeling you've recovered your light, will try to come back. Not all of them do it with conscious malice. Some simply can't stand to see you strong, and others, without even knowing it, function as channels for astral interference. That's why protecting yourself is part of the journey. Visualize a shield of light every morning. It doesn't matter if it seems imaginary at first. The energy field responds to intention. You can ask your angel to seal your aura, that there be no access without your permission, that any energy not coming from love dissolves before it touches you. And if you decree it daily, that shield not only protects you, it begins to reflect the darkness others project onto you. And now, listen to this carefully. What happened to you was not a punishment. It was a sign, a test, a warning that you needed to awaken, that your energy is growing. And that's why it started attracting the attention of those who operate from the shadows. Because when you shine without knowing it, you attract. But when you shine with awareness, no one can touch you. This is the moment to decide how you will walk from now on. No longer a victim of the invisible. Now you are a guardian of your own light. Comment your name if you already feel you're ready to reclaim everything. And if these words have ignited something within you, don't just keep this message for today. Subscribing is part of this act of protection. Because here, in this space, there is strength, guidance, and souls who are awakening just like you. But listen to me carefully, because there's something else. Something your angel hasn't shown you yet. A figure that appears every time your light is restored. A shadow that doesn't come from the outside, but from your own mischanneled energy in the past. And it may be about to manifest. All this time you believed the threat came from outside, that the astral tracking was caused by someone else. And in part, that's true. But what you don't know is that while the attack was happening, something inside you began to activate. A figure that didn't come from the outside, but was born from the deepest part of your spiritual memory. An energy you had buried long ago that you denied, ignored, or simply forgot. But it didn't disappear. It just waited for the perfect moment to awaken. And that moment is now. Because every time you reclaim your light, every time you cut ties with the shadows that bound you, what was trapped inside you is also released. Not everything that shines in you is pure. There are parts of your soul that hardened, unhealed wounds, decisions you made out of fear, words you said unintentionally, but that sealed packs. That shadow has no defined face. It can appear in dreams, in fleeting thoughts, in strange sensations just when you're about to move forward. It's not an external demon. It's the version of you that was born in a moment of desperation. The one created to protect you but became too strong. So strong that it sometimes sabotages your progress. It makes you doubt, makes you angry for no reason, whispers to you that it's not true you're healing, that all of this is just an illusion. And when that voice appears, you're not being attacked by someone else. You're being tempted by your inner shadow, but you don't have to be afraid of it. You didn't come to fight it. You came to integrate it, to look it in the face, to tell it, I don't need you to protect me like this anymore. Because now you have tools, guides, and an awareness you didn't have before. That shadow wants to be recognized. It wants to be heard. And the moment you do, it will transform. It won't disappear, but it will stop sabotaging you. You can start now. Close your eyes, name it as you feel it. Maybe it's an emotion, maybe a memory, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that you acknowledge it was with you, that you embrace it as part of the journey, and that you decree, I take control of. My energy and everything that belongs to me returns to me in harmony. Comment if you feel that shadow has tried to speak to you lately. Decree it in your own voice. And if you want to continue receiving guidance as you go through this process, subscribe. This channel is awakening many souls who, like you, are ready to look at what no one else dares to. But listen to this carefully, because as your shadow calms down, another energy has begun to manifest. It doesn't come from the past or the present. It's a presence that comes from another plane, one that has not yet been revealed, and it's starting to look for you. You've managed to confront that shadow that lived inside you. But just when it seemed everything was starting to balance, a new presence bursts into your energy field. It's not a common or recent presence. It comes from another plane. A plane where ancient debts, forgotten pacts, and unclosed contracts that the soul carried with it into this life are kept. This energy doesn't just seek to observe or follow you from a distance. It's more demanding. It's a presence that reclaims something that belongs to it, something tied to a spiritual commitment that perhaps you never signed with full awareness, but that at some point you sealed. It could be a karmic debt from your past lives, or a spiritual contract that someone close to you made, and that now drags you along without you seeing it. This energy presents itself as a dark veil that floats nearby, not always visible, but always present. It can manifest as a feeling of oppression, of inexplicable restlessness, or as an inner voice that insists on making you doubt your path. The most disturbing thing is that this presence isn't here to destroy you, but to remind you of something you haven't finished yet. The challenge you face now isn't just cutting off the darkness that pursues you from the outside or healing the shadow you carry within. It's facing that hidden contract, that debt that has remained sealed in the corners of your soul. And only you have the power to decide how to handle it. You can choose to deny it and allow it to continue controlling parts of your life without you realizing it. Or you can open the door and look at what's behind it, even if it scares you. Because true freedom comes when you accept even what you don't want to see. When you take responsibility for what you sealed without realizing it and decide to free yourself. Comment with your name if you are willing to face this truth, to open that dark door that has kept you tied without you knowing it. Decree with force, my soul reclaims its total freedom, because it's your time to break the invisible chains that have limited you for too long. And if these words move you, if they resonate in your deepest being, subscribe now. This channel will be your guide to traverse that darkness and emerge stronger, freer, and more conscious than ever. But pay attention, because you are not alone in this battle. As this ancient presence begins to claim its place, something else is moving in the higher planes. An unexpected force that can be your ally or your greatest challenge, and only you will decide whether to let it in or keep it out. Just as the ancient presence seemed to reclaim its territory in your energy, an unexpected force begins to emerge from the higher planes. It's not just any passing light or a simple whisper from the universe. It's a powerful ancestral energy, a force that arrives to balance the scales and return to your soul what is rightfully yours. This force is a guardian, a protector sent especially for you. It doesn't come with judgments or demands, but with a clear mission to help you heal completely, to free you from every chain that has held you back, and to guide you to a new level of consciousness and freedom. It is the energy that breaks ancient seals, that cleanses invisible wounds, and that restores your original power. When this force approaches, you may feel a deep calm begin to wash over you. It's as if an invisible hand touches your spirit and whispers that everything is in order, that the path to the light was always there waiting for you. It is the echo of a universal love that doesn't judge, that doesn't demand, it only restores. This energy acts through your thoughts, your emotions, and also your conscious actions. It invites you to connect with nature, to breathe deeply, to meditate, and to open your heart to healing. Because true liberation comes not only from cutting off the dark, but from a loving embrace of yourself and all that you were, are, and will be. If you feel that vibration in your chest right now, comment your name and declare aloud, "My soul aligns with light and healing." That decree not only strengthens your energy field, but also activates this protective force that is arriving for you today. And if you want to continue receiving this kind of guidance and light, subscribe. This channel is your refuge and your space to grow in consciousness. But there's still more. This unexpected force has a message for you. A message that can change your life completely. It's not just about protection or healing. It's about your real purpose. The very reason your soul chose this life, which is still waiting to be revealed. That unexpected force that has arrived with so much light brings with it a profound message, one that your soul has been waiting for forever. Though perhaps you haven't heard it until now. You are not here just to survive or to fight invisible battles. You are here to fulfill a real purpose, one that transcends wounds and attacks. One that is the fundamental reason your spirit chose this life. Your purpose is not a dark secret or an imposed destiny. It is a mission that is born from your purest essence, from the light you carry within, that is sometimes hidden under the weight of pain. It is the energy that drives you to heal, to grow, to help others, and to transform the world around you. And although you may not always see it clearly, every trial you have lived has been a step toward that purpose. This message is a call to awaken that part of you that is still asleep, that resists, or that fears moving forward. It is a reminder that you have immense power to create your reality, to change ancestral patterns, and to open paths that no one else can open, because no one has your light or your story. To begin to discover that purpose, you need to open your heart and your mind, to listen carefully to the signs the universe sends you, those chance encounters, those words that arrive just when you need them, those intuitions you can't explain. They are your guides, your angels, your spiritual masters speaking to you, showing you the way. Comment with your name if you are ready to embrace that purpose, and let your soul declare it aloud. I am light. I am purpose. I am transformation. By doing so, you open an internal portal that connects you directly with that ancestral force that protects and guides you today. And if you feel this message is transforming you, subscribe to continue receiving light and guidance at every step of this journey. But be careful, because this path of purpose is not always easy. There will be times when darkness tries to return, when the inner shadow tries to sabotage your progress. But now you know you are not alone, that you have an invisible army by your side and an unexpected force that will never abandon you. You've made it this far, and that already says a lot about you. Not every soul is willing to hear these words, to open up to this invisible reality that is often denied or feared. That you, who are here now, have a special calling, because understanding that your life is interwoven with forces beyond the physical is just the beginning of a journey that will transform everything you know about yourself. The path to your real purpose is not a straight line or a constantly lit path. It is a path where light and shadow, love and trial, liberation and learning are intertwined. And with each step, your soul is purified, freeing itself from the invisible chains that others wanted to place on you. You have faced astral attacks. You have healed inner shadows. You have begun to recognize the ancient contracts that no longer serve you. And now more than ever, you are ready to embrace the light you carry within and turn it into your strength. But this is not a process you can go through alone or in silence. By divine mandate, Your soul needs to connect with a community of light that will support you, push you, and remind you that you are not alone. That's why subscribing to this channel is not just an act of will. It is a spiritual command, a sacred key that activates a unique protection in your life and opens doors you can't even imagine. When you join this community, you are signing a pact with your guides and guardian angels to receive constant guidance, to be a beacon of light in your environment, and to raise your vibration to levels that previously seemed unattainable. Here, every word, every message, and every prayer is charged with energy that works directly for your healing and your awakening. From now on, you must understand that your energy is your greatest treasure. Protect it, care for it, and feed it with everything that nourishes you. Positive thoughts, cleansing rituals, meditation, connection with nature, and above all, with the divine love that sustains you. Because no one can take away the light that God has placed in you, but only you can decide whether to let it shine or to extinguish it out of fear or doubt. Today, I invite you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and feel that sacred energy expand in your chest. Feel the power you have inside, the strength that has kept you standing despite everything, and declare with the voice of your soul, I accept my divine purpose. I open myself to the protection and guidance that the universe and my angels offer me. I am light, I am power, I am transformation. Do it now. Comment your name and these words, because by doing so, you are activating an energetic channel that not only protects you, but everyone around you. Remember that divine protection always multiplies when you share it. Therefore, don't forget to share this message with other souls who need to awaken, who need to remember their strength, and who are also fighting in silence. And if you haven't already, subscribe now, not just for yourself, but because Archangel Michael has ordered it. This subscription is a spiritual seal, a sacred commitment that opens your life to silent miracles and to an awakening that goes beyond any expectation. Don't give up. Don't allow the shadows to darken your path again. Your light is a beacon for many souls, even for those who don't yet know they need guidance. Stand firm, awake, and conscious, because today begins a new era in your life, an era where the power is in your hands and divine love is your eternal shield.